Hello and welcome for the second one-dayer between Bangladesh A and New Zealand A here at the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium.
Shohan, if you're going to spin the coin, please. Heads is the call. It's a head. Nick, what have you decided and why?
We're going to have a bowl.
They have decided to bowl first. This is the Bangladesh 11 with one change as Rezaur, he comes in 11, plenty of experience and known names there. As for New Zealand, 4 changes. Mitch and Kelly, they're still there. Ashok coming in along with Curtis. And the 2 Bangladesh openers, both left-handers, they are getting ready.
4 changes for the visitors, and they will be hoping to make a bounce back because they have to win this game. Mohammad Naim, one of the openers for Bangladesh, so many experiences, and just let's play.
On the money immediately, folks. Plenty of jersey number 63. Strike rate of 92. Likes to go. Wish he made it big. Again, an outside edge, but this time it's through the fielders for the first boundary off the bat of Imon. Spinner. Beauty. Absolutely gorgeous cover drive from the bat of Imon. Second boundary, and I believe he's scoring all his runs via boundaries so far.
That's number 8 for him in this series, and that was a picture-perfect cover drive.
Edged and taken. Second slip into business.
Once again, a good start, but a disappointing end from Parvez Hussain Imon. He had no clue whatsoever. Slightly back of a length. Was in confusion whether to go to the front foot or to rock back. And it's a good catch from Matt Boyle as well. An easy one. And that's the first blood that's been drawn by New Zealand. Imon goes back for 8.
Full toss and dealt with. Finally a loose delivery, and Naim makes no mistake. That's his first boundary.
Folks and hits him for a boundary. A low full toss. He just timed it. And since the power plays are going on, not much fielder.
Again down the leg side. Will be another boundary for Naim. Back-to-back 4s.
And with the angle, it was coming in towards Naim Sheikh. He just clipped it off the pads. And there was no fielder as well at deep backward square leg.
Over the top. And to the boundary. That's the first one off the bat of Enamul. A very good looking shot.
Went straight down the ground. And hits his first boundary, not from the meaty part of the willow. However, it had enough connection.
Pulled. And it goes all the way for a maximum. That's the first 6 of the innings.
As it goes all the way for half a dozen. It went over everyone. Top edge. And it flew over the head of the keeper and almost
Driven through the covers. Not the best of deliveries. 4 more to Bijoy.
we have seen him to play this shot in the first game too. It was wide of the off stump, and Bijoy just latches onto that one.
Removes the front leg, plays it over and all the way. The second 6 of the over from the bat of Enamul.
But the length wasn't right, and he didn't have enough pace to intimidate Bijoy as well. He got ample time to play it for a 6, and he hit it down the leg. Tickled fine by Naim Sheikh, and that will be a boundary. As I welcome Mazharuddin in the com box. Welcome, Mazhar. Good morning.
Finds the gap. Nicely placed. Will get a boundary.
This is what transpired in the last delivery of the last over. Just opened the face of the bat, did Naim Sheikh, and beautifully
Making some room. Eyeing that gap on the offside. and finds that really well. Naim Sheikh.
Giving himself a touch of room since the ball was moving in on the offside. A boundary for Naim.
Pull that away in the air. Will clear quite comfortably. Inamul Haq Bijoy is looking good today.
But he takes on Clarkson. Just pulls it away. And it went flying over the line for half a dozen. Phil. Yes and no. This can be risky. Oh my words. A big mix-up. And that brings the second wicket for New Zealand. It's a run out.
This time around, never run until the ball goes past the fielder. That's the basic. And Naim, but Enamul was off and running and eventually paying the price. He departs after scoring 39. Bangladesh lost their second in coaching spin bowling to kids. Nicely played by Naim. Will find the boundary. Great execution from this left. A good one for Bangladesh. They are 95 for 2 after 14.
That was beautifully lapped by Naim Sheikh.
It was in the slot. Straight to the fielder at long off. Would you believe it? Naim Sheikh won't believe it. So do I.
But only finding out the man at the deep. And Ashok gets his first wicket of this series. An easy grab for the fielder.
He departs after scoring 40 of 41. Bangladesh lost their third on 97. Pull that one. He'll clear it quite comfortably. Noor Hassan Chauhan. The connection was really good.
And it made quite a thud. The 12th six of this series so far. So I'm just going back and then swiveling his bat, getting perfect connection. A welcome over boundary for him.
Aditya Ashok to continue. A long hop. Easy pickings for Noor Hassan Chauhan for another sixer.
And there wasn't much protection there. Choosing the aerial route. Look at that connection. And we've seen how much Nurul has improved with the bat over the...
Wow, what a shot. Played that on the up in front of square for another maximum. He's dealing in sixes now, Noor Hassan Chauhan.
Yeah, his third six so far. And look at that. The bait is there. There is a fielder at the deeper position near that cow corner region. But he's challenging that fielder.
He needs to rotate the strike and find those boundaries just like Noor Hassan Chauhan is doing at the moment for Bangladesh A. A nice shot to get a boundary of the very first ball of the over. So pressure back onto the bowler. Makes some room. Goes downtown. Goes all the way for maximum. That will ease the nerve of Maidul Ankon. Goes against the spin. It was in the slot. Noor Hassan Chauhan is looking really good today and he's connecting the ball right from the meaty part of the bat.
Yeah, Chauhan continuing in his six hitting ways. That's his fourth over boundary so far. And the two batters seem to be batting on completely different pitches. Chauhan, when he's batting, it seems like a batting boundary.
Goes for the big one. Maidul Ankon decided to go big against the leg spinner.
This time a bit too full for the bowler to really get any purchase.
Short ball again. Will find the gap. Nurul Hassan Chauhan is not going to miss those boundary opportunities today.
Driven back past the bowler and will reach the boundary. Maidul Ankon responds in style.
Plays it beautifully straight down the ground, and it was straight enough to beat that mid-off fielder as well. Folks went for an off cutter, was looking to take the pace off.
Pulled upish, but into the gap. And it slowly trickles away to the boundary. The timing wasn't the best, but another 4 for Chauhan.
Consistently short deliveries and the slower ones. And this time around, Chauhan just picks it and pulls it in front of square. And there was a gap as well because the long on fielder was inside the ring, so it could trickle away.
New Zealand. Now that's lofted in the air, and it goes all the way for another maximum. Ankon releases the shackles, moves into the 40s.
The 200 comes up for Bangladesh A, and we were speaking of the move on. Ankon says enough is enough. I have to play some shots. He was down on his back leg and he belts it out of the ground for half a dozen. Clarkson, and he is greeted with a boundary by Chauhan, and this was a delightful stroke from the Bangladesh A skipper.
Now, this is an opportunity just over the fielder's head. And it goes over in the gap. Nurul Hassan Chauhan continues his merry ways for another boundary.
Bit of width from Phillips, and Chauhan says thank you very much. The third man fielder was inside the ring, and the full advantage taken by the Bangladesh A skipper. He was on to it, and very well placed too.
Now finds the gap, and it goes for another boundary, just a bounce before it went past the rope. A pressure releasing shot.
Got into a decent position, moved a bit, and played that shot beautifully over the head of short fine leg.
Wow. Beautiful. Glorious. The shot of the match by Ankon. A 6 to finish the over. Bangladesh A.
This time the connection was good and the result was even sweeter. All the way for maximum. Maidul Ankon now reaches to 72 of 82 deliveries as Bangladesh 257 for 3. What a shot.
That went many a miles. A cracking sound from the below told the story of that shot. And the ball had enough wings to fly all the way. Ankon dealing in sixes from this Lennox over. And this 6 will make it 15. The skipper decides to go over mid-wicket and he sends it into the stands.
Another big over for Bangladesh A. This time it's skipper Nurul Hassan Chauhan eyeing that onside. He played those slog sweeps to perfection today.
Ankon goes down the ground and beats the fielder as well at long on. It's a boundary.
Both the batters have now decided to take on the New Zealand bowlers, and it's a great platform for them with 7 wickets in hand, 2 set batters in the middle. Down the leg side again, easy pickings. Maidul Ankon will get another boundary. Runs are coming thick and fast for Bangladesh. Maidul now reaches to 82. Bangladesh A 274 for 3. Second boundary of the over.
And fifth from the blade of Maidul Ankon. It was sliding down the leg, tad bit short, and Ankon took the full toll of it, sends through the gap, and moves on to 82. And
the connection was not good. Fielder at long on, won't take it. Nurul Hassan Chauhan clears the fence by a whisker. Fielder at long on at one point may have thought that he got his man, but Nurul Hassan Chauhan had got enough to clear the fence for the maximum.
he gets just over Hiffy at long on. Used the depth of the crease, went so back, and hit so high in the air, and it was just over the fielder. The jump was made.
Full toss. Another sixer. This is terrific batting from the Bangladesh ace keeper as he reaches to 90s. He's now on 94 of just 87. Back-to-back sixes for Bangladesh A.
The first one was over long on. This time around, it's over square leg.
Played with soft hands. He reaches to 99. Gives Maidul Ankon the strike back. But his teammates in the dugout are celebrating his 100. But at the moment, I really feel he's still one shot. Is it so? Is he celebrating? Has he reached his 100? We still don't know, but he's celebrating. That's his 7th List A 100. 5 boundaries. It was in the slot again. Maidul Ankon finds the gap, will get the boundary. This is terrific batting from both the batters out there in the middle for Bangladesh A. And this boundary also helps Bangladesh to reach 300 mark.
Mahidul is following the footstep of his skipper, driving on the up and piercing the offside field. The fielder had a long chase.
Now cutting away, fielder at point, won't take it. New Zealand fielders are surely having a bad day at the office today, despite the fact that they have set a very good standard in fielding over the years. Nothing's going their way today.
Absolutely nothing. This was another opportunity of getting rid of the set batter Ankon. He backpedaled, was under it.
Eyeing that block hole. Takes that on the full. Nurul Hasan Chauhan will get another boundary. He's not going to hold back now.
The timing on that shot. You have 2 fielders there protecting that area, and still the ball manages.
Nurul Hasan Chauhan. In the air, fielder at cover will take that one. End of a very good knock from the Bangladesh ace skipper Nurul Hasan Chauhan.
Yeah, Clark gets his 2nd of the match, and a 225 run partnership comes to an end. Again, Chauhan, he made his movement outside the off stump, looking to muscle it, getting the toe end of the bat, and an easy catch for the fielder at cover. So departing for 112, the 4th wicket falling for Bangladesh, with the score on 322, 112 from 101 balls for Chauhan.
And he reaches to his 100. Outstanding knock from this right-hander. A well-deserved century for Maidul Ankon. Century number 4 in List A cricket. And it's been a treat to watch. That sounded good. That sounded really good by Maidul Ankon. Boundary after a while for Bangladesh A, and it came off the last delivery of Clark's over.
Just watching it and playing it over the top. Using the line and length to his advantage on this occasion, Ankon. And yes, it was a boundary.
Goes for the reverse, Mossadegh. The connection was good, and the result is even better. 6 of the very first ball of the final over.
What a comeback. What a response. The previous delivery when Mossadegh couldn't hit a full toss or full length delivery for a boundary, the crowd were getting on his back. And look at that. This was a slower ball, and Mossadegh picked it.
Not the best of connection. Fielder at long off in contention completes a simple catch in the end. As Maidul Ankon also departs in the final over of the innings after scoring a very good century, as Fox finally picked up a wicket.
Yeah, it was on the cards for him the way he's bowled. Been a bit expensive, but on this occasion it's the length ball. similar to how Chauhan got dismissed. It was the faster delivery that took his wicket, and Ankon has to depart for something similar, faster delivery, perhaps there to be hit. And yes, the reaction tells you that he missed out on this occasion, scoring 105 from 108. Bangladesh A are 343 for 5.
And he bowls a very good ball to finish the innings for New Zealand A, but nevertheless Bangladesh will be more than happy to post 344 after 50 overs, courtesy of twin hundreds.
This is the batting scorecard. Naim Sheikh got a start and then got out. Parvez Imon was the only batter who really ensuring Bangladesh A posted 344 for 5. And then Adi Ashok in his 8 overs had patches where he bowled well, took another wicket, but really nothing much to write home about as far as the New Zealand bowlers are concerned. They will need 345 from 300 balls in the run chase. We're ready for the second innings for the second one-dayer between Bangladesh A and New Zealand A from the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. And now they are back in the middle. He's back, and luckily for him and Bangladesh, he's fit. This is Dale Phillips. He's in the middle. Said Khalid Ahmed ready for the first delivery. Down the leg side. It's a wide. We'll have to bowl it again. Shariful to continue. That's driven nicely. Finds the gap. And Phillips will get his first boundary.
The opening boundary of New Zealand A innings, and that one comes from the will of Dale Phillips. Drives it down the ground. Beautiful shot, and that one came.
Series. Now, is there an opportunity to catch it? No, there isn't. It goes all the way, and that's the first 6 of the innings from the bat of Dale Phillips.
Improvisation. Khalid went slightly shorter, and Phillips just scooped it over everyone. And that was over almost long stop. There you go. Got himself in a convenient position and got in the middle of the bat as well.
As a conventional field. Over the top. This time, it finds the gap through the covers. Dale Phillips.
Beautifully pierced the offside field, and no chance for any fielder whatsoever. See how beautifully he timed it. As soon as he hit it, he knew it's gonna go all the way. Don't bother running.
Wow. That's a glorious shot by Phillips.
He's very good with that shot, driving on the up. Since the power plays are on, no fielder stationed at deep cover or deep extra cover. He just lifted it over 30 yards ring, and it almost
Pulled with authority, with disdain. And another boundary.
Shariful opted for a short delivery after being hit for a boundary, but Phillips says I was sitting back for it. Firmly pulled, square of wicket.
Not really. And this time. And there we have it. The first wicket. Curtis Heffy dismissed. Mosaddeq Hossain Shoikot gets the breakthrough. The first wicket for Bangladesh A against New Zealand A. Bringing the spinners in play. And Shoikot, you were mentioning, can take wickets and does so. Gets the outside edge and straight to the captain behind the stumps.
Curtis was looking shaky, goes back, scoring 5.
Goes for the big one. That's a huge 6 by Phillips. And with that 6, he also reaches to his 50 of just 33 deliveries. Game on.
He's taking the attack to the Bangladeshi bowlers and has scored 50 out of the 60 runs that New Zealand A have put together. Just stood his ground.
Rocks on the back foot, finds the gap. Nicely played by Phillips. He's oozing in confidence now. Catch it was the call, but I'm sure The fielder had no chance whatsoever. Played that on the up. That is a gorgeous shot from Phillips. Hardly any feet movement. Innovation at its best. When you are growing in confidence, you can play those shots easily. So does Phillips. Slightly fuller this time. What a shot. Nicely driven. Timed to perfection. Back of a length, but the result remains the same. Back-to-back boundaries. This one's even better. On the back foot. Catch it is the call. Straight to the fielder. Khalid Ahmed makes no mistake. And Shoriful picked up the big wicket of Tail Phillips, who was looking dangerous.
We've seen how strong Phillips is off the back foot on the offside. This time, he's crammed for room, decides to take on the fielders on the leg side boundary, doesn't get the proper connection, and Shoriful really dominating the rest of the bowlers. He's gone for 79 from 54, quite a bit over the years. And that's why he's continuing, because he gets the wicket, and Boyle, who was the new man in the crease, has to depart. You miss, I hit, timber. New Zealand losing their third wicket.
As Boyle, who just came to the crease, was undone by Mossadegh's delivery. He needed to play that on the front foot, but decided to go on the back.
Shoriful with the other wicket. Boyle gone for one. Around Sylhet. This time into the gap. And it goes all the way. The diving effort in vain. And that's a welcome boundary from the bat of Kelly.
With that boundary, Nick Kelly also gets off the mark. That was a glorious shot. Made some room and finds the gap. There was a fielder at sweeper region, but he made sure it goes past him.
Comes down the track. Over the top. Goes all the way. That's the maximum.
Chopped it onto the stump. Unlucky. But Mossadegh Shoikot is hugging Shamim Hussain because he picked up another wicket for Bangladesh A.
When they were in a dire need of breakthrough, Mossadegh came and gave that. Once again, it's Shamim. It was quicker and it took the inside edge and dislodged the bails. He's over the moon. He should be, because he's just come and picked up a wicket. Carter departs, scoring 13.
Skipper Nick Kelly plays that fine late and will find the boundary as well. Using the pace of the bowler. I'm not sure whether he intended to play that surface. And gone. Waited for the ball to turn, but it held its line and hits the timber. Mossadegh picked up his third wicket.
Boy, oh boy, what have you done? This is complete harakiri. It was on the line. He thought the ball would turn away, but no, it held its line, and he is completely bamboozled. That's wicket number 5, and New Zealand A are under a lot of pressure after losing their skipper. Kelly departs, scoring 14.
Gives it a charge, came down the track, over the bowler's head for a boundary. Gives it a charge, finds the gap in front of square. Clarkson taking on Khalid Ahmed in the very first ball of the over and gets a boundary.
He's dealing Khalid with a lot of confidence. Khalid was hit for a boundary by Clarkson in the last over as well.
Goes for it again. This time even better. Clears the fence quite comfortably. A 4 and a 6 in the first two deliveries of Khalid Ahmed's over. And Clarkson decided to take on the right arm seamer. This guy can hit big. Again, same line, same length, same result. Poor bowling by Khalid. He's not learning from his mistakes. Nicely driven. A boundary to end the over. 19 coming from it. An expensive over.
And clean bowled. You miss, I hit. Clarkson has to depart. This one kept a bit low. The batter was caught in two minds whether to come on the front foot or to go back. That's the departure of a set batter.
Has been picked up by Tanvir. He departs scoring 34.
Tremendous. Mitch gets another boundary. Moves on to 14. Pulled away now. Into the gap. Will be another boundary. Back-to-back fours from Mitch.
Slightly back of a length from Raja. And Hay was on top of it.
Wow. That is monstrous. Out of the park. Mitch Hay is making hay while the sun is shining.
That's launched into the orbit. What a shot from Hay. Just look how sweetly he played that shot, and it went sailing over.
Pulled away into the gap. Folks gets his first boundary.
So a boundary, the first boundary of this over. Yes, he made sure so that it goes in front of square, and since there was a fielder at deep square leg.
Now that is hit well. Very, very well. We'll get him 4 more.
A beautiful sweep shot. Was down on his knees and played that through the gap. Folks moves on to 11.
I was expecting it to be a stump-to-stump delivery, folks. Pulled and straight to the fielder at mid-on. A carbon copy of how Phillips was dismissed. That's the way Folks goes as well. Shoriful has his second.
Fell into that trap. Straight to mid-on. And easiest of the grabs for Mahidul Ankon. Another one bites the dust for New Zealand Day. Folks, he goes back for 11.
Over the top. Chipped on the offside. And it goes all the way for a maximum. Mitch continuing in his merry ways.
He's launched a missile to the Bangladesh A dugout. Advanced down the pitch and just timed the ball. Didn't try to overhit. Just timed middle.
3 balls away from finishing a wonderful spell, and this time it's launched. And it goes all the way. 1 bounce to the fence. A much needed boundary from the bat of Clark. Team series. This time it's launched. A fielder getting underneath it and diving effort. In the end, gets the catch. Fantastic fielding by Enamul. Bijoy has been exemplary on the field so far today. New Zealand A losing their 8th wicket for 215.
Covered a lot of ground in Amul Hakbija. He was standing at deep mid-wicket, had to come forward. The ball was dying in front of him. Kept his composure, kept his eyes on the ball till the last moment and showed great balance as well. New Zealand losing their 8th wicket. They are 215 for 8. Takes that on the full. Plays that fine. Will it reach the fence? It does. Boundary for Ashok. That sounded good. That sounded really good. Goes all the way for maximum over deep mid-wicket.
A big lusty blow from the slower order batter. You generally see spinners taking on other spinners.
Going for the reverse again, but this time hitting the timbers. Tanvir Islam picking up his second wicket at Ashok. Tried his luck way too many times and eventually paying the price.
Making sure that he held its line. The ball was aimed towards the stumps. And there you go. Another batter out. With the stumps dislodged. Ashok gone for 13 from 9. New Zealand A 232 for 9.
Once again, shuffles across, gets it through the gap. It's a boundary. There was a big gap between short fine and deep backward square. And Clark beautifully exploited that for 4 runs. Once again, shuffled across and played it behind the square. Goes over the covers. Back-to-back boundaries for Clark. This time it's in front of square. Raja is proving to be expensive. It was a juicy half volley for someone like. Played this beautifully. Just opened the face of the bat. Once again, this will be boundary number 4. Gives him on the charge, gets through the gap, bisects those 2 fielders, does Clark. Gets another boundary. This is terrific batting from Christian Clark. And he takes on Tanvir on this occasion. Goes for the reverse and straight into the hands. That's it. That's the victory for Bangladesh A in the second one day in the New Zealand A tour of Bangladesh. And they go on to clinch the series. Shamim with the final touch. And big smiles all around for the home side as the Peter side, which is full of enthusiasm, improvisation. This is what has transpired. Went for that reverse sweep. In fact, that was a switch hit, not a reverse sweep, but straight into the hands of Khalid, who gobbles up an easy catch. Punch in the air for Shamim, who gets his second wicket and confirms the victory for his side. So this is how the batting card looks like. Christian Clark was going in great guns, remained unmoved, but apart from Dale Phillips, no big numbers at all. And the bowling card, as I was mentioning, it was a collective effort from the Bangladesh bowlers. 3 wickets for the lad Musaddiq in exchange of 50 runs with a maiden as well. So the match summary: Bangladesh A posting 344, courtesy to the skipper Nurul Hassan Chauhan and Mahidul Islam Ankon. In terms of bowling, Clark was also impressive. Picked up 2 wickets, although gave away 70 runs.
For more updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Download T Sports app to enjoy exciting games and highlights. Visit tsports.com.